I feel young, na 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 na. I feel very young now, very young and very fit and very strong. And there's a reason for that, because I am fit and strong. And I feel like I'm getting younger and fitter and more amazing as I get older. Who cares, Rowie, what's going on with you? But here's a great question. How does that happen? How do you get to be on the planet for many, many decades and feel younger and stronger as you get older? And of course, that's been a study of mine because I'm an exercise professional. I've been a personal exercise coach, managed health clubs all over the world, and I've dealt with literally thousands of people who have shared with me that they don't want to get old. So plastic surgery, anti-aging products, anti-aging creams, pills, potions and powders, they have now become a $1 trillion industry, anti-aging. We don't want to get old. But isn't it exciting that the number one way to stay young, and in fact the only way to stay young, is for free? There's no pill, powder or potion. There's no surgery. And if you look at the people that have stayed young and fit and strong for their entire life, they've all got one thing in common. Now, what most people expect when they get old is that I'm going to get fat, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get weak, I'm going to get frail, or I'm going to be, if I don't get fat, I'm just going to get really skinny and frail. And I'm just sharing with you what people have shared with me. I don't want Rowie to get old and fat and sick. I don't want to have wrinkles. I don't want to have bad posture. I don't want to end up in some kind of hospital with tubes in my nose. I want to be a fit, healthy, strong person all of my life. Well, the interesting thing is most people think that that's not possible. So we tend to watch what everybody else is doing, which means I start as a baby, I grow up, I go through teenage years, yay, go through all those hormonal changes. I hit my peak around 25, 30. Then I have what's expected to be a fit, healthy, strong life from about 25 to maybe 50, 55, then it starts to go downhill. I'm just sharing with you what the experts have shared with me and what other people have shared with me, because I hate saying that because it's just not true in my personal opinion. And I've seen other people who have not gone downhill. In fact, they've gone more uphill than downhill after the age of 50. But the really ugly one there is that after 60, 70, 80, that there's a very steep decline and everybody gets sick and old and fat and weak and dies. Well, here's the thing, we're all going to die. But what is your quality of life going to be while you are alive? And do we have control over that? And isn't it exciting that we do? Because the only reason we get old, if you listen to the anti-aging experts, if there's universities that just study anti-aging, there are professors, doctors, endocrinologists, cardiologists, psychologists, people who just study why the body ages. And the really interesting thing is there's biomarkers of 10 things that keep us young or the reasons why we get old. But the top two are identical, which is loss of muscle and loss of strength. Everything after that comes from those two things. So if you lose muscle and if you lose strength, then you can't do the things that you want to do, so you lose quality of life. You can't, you have a slow metabolism, so you're more likely to get fat. You lose your posture, so that's why you get that horrible old people's leaning over looking like I'm old. You have a brain that can rot away, so that's Alzheimer's and dementia. But all of those things are related to muscle strength and muscle size. So if you lose your muscle, you are going to get old really fast. So here's a great question. What if you don't lose your muscle? What if you maintain your muscle? Now, the endocrinologist is studying, that's a hormonal change for some people. So you lose testosterone, for example, human growth hormone. You have chemical changes in your body as a woman after menopause. So do you have to get old due to the endocrine system, the hormonal system? And again, the answer is no. It seems that, and isn't it exciting, that you can live very long, very fit, very strong with great quality of life if you maintain your muscle and if you maintain your strength. And you don't maintain your muscle if you're not strong. To get strong automatically means you're going to keep muscle tissue, which is why I'm out in my garden every day, which is why I lift heavy things, which is why I overload my muscles and bones, because I want to stay strong. And as a woman, I don't want to get a slow metabolism. I love my food, so I want to keep eating as much as I love to eat every single day without dieting, without restriction. I want to be the healthy, fit, strong human that I've been all of my life. And this, of course, is my very personal goal, and I'm sure you have your personal goal, your physical goals, but I would like to live to 120, 130, 140. The experts are saying we could probably live to 150, 160. with great quality of life, exercising every day, eating yummy food. And when I talk about exercise, of course, I'm talking about high intense bursts of activity. So 10 seconds of puffing, 10 seconds of lifting, doing all the things that I love to do. And at the end of whatever day it's going to be, barring accident, I fall asleep and don't wake up. So I just fall peacefully asleep, and that's the end of my life. Now that's a goal. Now, barring accident, according to the experts, that's exactly what can happen. Woohoo! But you have to stay strong and you have to keep your muscle, which is, they're both connected. So of course, fresh air and sunshine and great eating patterns and great people around you, and keep learning, keep doing your sport. There's that great quote: do we get old and stop playing our sport, or do we stop playing our sport and that's the reason we get old? Do we stop training because we get old, or we get old because we stop training? There's a whole heap of reasons why we get old. But if you maintain your strength and if you maintain your muscle, then you are going to age very respectfully with great quality. Yay! So, what does that mean for you as a human being, and particularly as a woman? Because it seems that men get that. It seems that men have no challenge with wanting to lift heavy things. Now, whether that's going to the gym and lifting weights, or it seems that we give the duties of lifting to men, and I don't know why we do that. As women, if we lose our muscle tissue, we're going to get old really fast, fat really fast, sick really fast, Alzheimer's and dementia, and then osteoporosis, bone thinning disease. Did you know, and this is a really horrible statistic, that 1 in 3 women over the age of 60 get osteoporosis. It used to be over 60. That number keeps coming down. We've now got kids with osteoporosis. But particularly in women over the age of 60, once they get diagnosed with advanced osteoporosis, which is bone thinning disease, which is lack of muscle pulling on bones, 1/2 of those women are dead within 1 year. 1/2 within 1 year. And technically they're not dying of osteoporosis of thin bones. But think about this. Somebody says to you, you are going to go from a walking stick to a walking frame to a wheelchair. You may as well be dead. And I know that sounds very morbid, but I watched that happen to my own mother. She was diagnosed with advanced osteoporosis. We reversed that immediately, of course, because finally she was motivated to stay strong. It's very difficult to motivate people who think they're going to get old and they think they have to be overweight and they think they have to be diseased. And my mother was. She had coronary heart disease, she had type 2 diabetes, she had osteoporosis, she had bad asthma, bad joint pain, all the things that happen when you get old, because she was old. But we reversed that. She started lifting heavy, she started getting puffed, she started running downstairs for her bones, upstairs for her heart. She started living again. And my mother died peacefully in her sleep at 98 years of age. Everyone else in her family died at the age of 60 or under. So technically, we gave my mother 38 extra years of life because she got strong. And not only did she get strong, but she was weak. So she lived as a strong woman. Then she got weak and old, and then we replaced her muscle tissue and she got strong again. Isn't that exciting? So whether you are 5, 15, 55, 85, we're all getting older. By the minute, we're all getting older. But we don't have to get older and fatter. We don't have to get older and sicker. We don't have to get older and weaker. We don't have to get older and frail. I would like to be older and wiser, and I always, at our house, we have that joke on a regular basis. It would be great to get older and wiser, but sadly, some people just get older and fatter and sicker and weaker, and I don't want to be that person. How about you? So I'm absolutely committed to fresh air, sunshine, getting puffed, but most importantly, can't do any of those things if you're not strong. So lifting heavy, overloading my muscles and bones, and it doesn't have to be weights, and it certainly doesn't have to be going to the gym. I don't care if I never go to the gym ever again. I lift rocks, logs, wheelbarrows full of sand, wheelbarrows full of gravel. I lift my puppy dogs. I'm outside lifting things on a regular basis because I want to stay strong. How about you? And most importantly, as I always ask, what about our kids? If our kids think that life is about being a child, being a teenager, having prime of life for about 10 years and then it's all downhill from there, I think that's a very sad way to live. And I have seen, and I'm motivated every day because I'm an old lady now, by people who are now older than me. So 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 90, 100-year-olds. I live in the South Island of New Zealand where guys are farming at 80, 90 years of age. They're still living on their farm and they're living like they always have since they were 20 and they're 80, 70, 80, 90 years of age. I've invested time with people who are over 100 and they're still doing, they're doing what they love. They're still riding horses, they're still playing their sport, they're still making love to their partner, they're still dancing. A lot of them still working. Why would you stop doing what you love to do? Because you get old, and maybe that's the reason why we get old. But if you want to do anti-aging from now, regardless of whether you are 15 or 25 or 35 or 85, you can replace any muscle that you've lost. You can keep the muscle and not lose it in the first place. Wouldn't that be awesome? And we can set the example for our kids. So if you want to come outside and sing like I do, I feel young, yeah, 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 yeah. I feel young, yeah, 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 yeah. I feel young and strong, and I'm going to stay that way for long. Woohoo! Super duper doo. How are you? I'm sure you are amazing and staying young. Woohoo!